Joining us now to talk more about the immigration situation is Arizona Congressman Paul Gosar. Congressman, thanks for being with us.
Thanks, John.
What about Arizona? How will your state be affected by the end of the Remain in Mexico policy? I know not specifically on that list of where these immigrants will be released, but this is going to have an impact across the country, not just on these border towns and border states.
Oh, it absolutely will. And Yuma, Arizona, they're releasing 50 of these immigrants every day. And so what we have done is we've sent a letter to Governor Ducey and to Sheriff Wilmot from Yuma County and asked them to put into a plan to intercept, incarcerate, and send back to the country of origin these individuals being released. You know, the 10th Amendment is being overrun, and there have been huge complications. We saw Texas starting to balk. Now it's time for Arizona to start to balk. It shows you that the Biden administration is not sincere in regards to its COVID stance. You know, these people are coming over. We have no way of testing, making sure that their backgrounds are what they say they are. And that's why the catch and release is so problematic, is that over 90%, 99% don't even come back for their court hearing. So it's sad, but it shows the disdain that the Biden administration has for the American people and the safety and efficacy of COVID pandemic intervention.
Yeah, you mentioned that. No COVID testing, no quarantines, no medical services, no transportation, no housing. It doesn't sound like a very humane way of doing this.
No, and
not for them or for the citizens here in this country already.
Yeah, impugn harmful effects that are already on our citizens and our public at large already. So further complicating it. And if you're not serious about quarantining and testing people, then you're not serious about the pandemic.
Well, you know, a lot of people are canceling their travel plans because they need COVID tests to go to different countries from America. You know, it'd be a novel idea to think that we would require the same thing from some of these folks coming here as well. Let's turn to the situation at the Capitol and this investigation. 6 Capitol Hill police officers have been suspended, another 35 under investigation. Another allegedly directed the rioters where to go inside the building. These are the accusations right now. The acting chief of police says that these officers will face the appropriate discipline here, but Capitol Police officers also sent a pretty clear message to her with that vote of no confidence. And also wanted to ask you about Speaker Pelosi and her role in managing the police and the security overall at the U.S. Capitol.
Well, Speaker Pelosi has full jurisdiction over the security of the Capitol premises. And the FBI had breached the Big 8, which Pelosi is one of them, that there was a credible threat on the 6th. You had numerous responses from the Capitol Police to have more help from the government, and they were rejected. And particularly at a time when you know there's a new president coming in, potentially, you got swarms of people wanting to come to the Capitol. You had a group of people that wanted to peacefully protest with their voices the election, making sure that they had a fair election, and she negated that. And so there comes a responsibility to those that didn't allow for conscientious and thorough support for our law enforcement. So I think what she's doing here is trying to hide the fact that keep the scrutiny off of her and her role in what happened on January 6th.
You know, the other thing, too, we got to talk about is the man that she has picked to lead the investigation, retired General Russell honoree. A lot of folks remember him very well from Katrina, but apparently he's not a big fan of Missouri Senator Josh Hawley. He was responding to a tweet from Harvard Law School professor Lawrence Tribe, a raging progressive, obviously not a fan of your politics or Josh Hawley's. But, you know, he supports the idea of expelling Hawley from the Senate in support or for supporting the election challenge. Here's what Honoree wrote in this tweet that's been deleted. Quote, "This little piece of blank with his Yale law degree should be run out of D.C. and disbarred ASAP." He has since deleted the tweet again, but how can we expect to have an objective and fair review of this process with tweets like that one?
Well, you know, that tells you about the hypocrisy of these individuals. You know, in 2001, 2005, and 2017, you had Democrats petitioning the same process. I guess the reason why we're being subjected to this is that we were successful in getting senators to buy in that there were some inadequacies within the election process, and that we should have forensic audits to make sure, just delaying the seating of the electors, just to make sure that we had a fair election. I don't get it. I really don't get it. And it shows that they're not in it for the right reasons. This once again goes to show you that we're trying to hide the facts and the accountability for the people that allowed this to occur, particularly when the FBI gave them briefings that they had a credible source of an attack prior to that, January 6th. So, these people are hypocrites in regards to this, and he will not give us a fair analogy.
It seems like everything is done for show, for effect. The personalities chosen, this is probably because he's willing to say these types of things. Pelosi might like this. What Democrats are so focused on right now, things like, passing a bill that would prevent President Trump from being buried in Arlington National Cemetery. They don't mention him by name, but they're talking about twice impeached people, which only refers to one guy here. How petty is it getting up there? I mean, there's real work that needs to be done. We got this COVID relief bill. There's going to be lots of discussion about what needs to happen in Texas. But, when it comes to priorities, it doesn't certainly seem like the real priorities that most of Americans share are the same priorities that Nancy Pelosi has.
Well, the magic number for them, and what they're scared about, is 75 million people voted for Donald Trump. They're worried because there's nobody that carries that kind of clout to oppose them. One of the things I warned them, though, the more you do this, the more you make a martyr of Donald Trump. So I guess keep on going, because the American public is furious with their direction under this administration, under the rule of Nancy Pelosi and now Chuck Schumer. America is waking up, and I would hate to take the consequences when she's fully woken.
Yeah, they've already woken up, and we saw the results, actual election results down in the Rio Grande Valley of Texas, specifically on this issue of immigration. That's one of the things that is moving voters' minds already. Congressman Gosar, great to see you. Stay safe out there.
Thanks, John.